I love physical media. There's nothing like going through the collection that you have of discs, movies. You know, I can say, I want to watch that one, or I want to watch that one, or I want to watch these ones. This is probably my favorite box set, the Ultimate Collection of Bourne. I mean, there's 3 movies here. And it's great because I have them here. They're here to be able to be watched. I've got quite a lot more. Obviously, this is just my favorite. But one thing I thought about is if I go to the likes of Netflix, I can be scrolling for hours. There's nothing like being able to go through and say, wow, that's a good one. That's a good one also. And that one also. And I can say, yes, I want to save that for later. And with that being in mind, it takes forever to find the movie that you want to watch. And in the end, sometimes you might not actually be able to watch a movie because you've spent that length of time to be able to find the right movie that you want to watch. But then again, what happens if your internet goes down? And then that's possible. You'll not be able to watch the movie. But for me, I've got some physical media that I can play at any time. I know it's there. I can make a backup of that movie, which means that maybe in the future, if something happens to the disc, if discs corrode every once in a while, I can go back and I can watch that movie because I've bought it. With the likes of Netflix or Amazon Prime or whatever else streaming service you have, you don't have to have that content. It is not yours. You're always having to rely on that service to have that content, and I can't say, hey, I want to watch my favorite movie, because you don't have that service. You don't have that movie. I mean, it probably disappear in the next 2 or 3 weeks if it's there. But I mean, that's not good. Another thing that's not good is LG has just decided that they don't want to be in the Blu-ray player business anymore. And that's not good, because how am I going to play my discs should my drive fail? I love the experience of being able to sit down and put in that disc and then be able to watch that movie. There's nothing like that. Or I can say to my brother, hey, would you like to borrow this? This is my favorite disc. And we could, because I've got the disc. I can't do the same thing with the likes of Netflix. I can say, hey, it's there. You can go watch it if it's there. But here's the thing. You don't own that content. That content is not yours. Unfortunately, these days, the likes of DVDs and Blu-rays, they're harder to come by. If I go with the likes of Tesco's, there would be less. There would be less movies there, if any. The only place I can get movies, the only place I can buy physical movies these days would be in the likes of Tesco's, which don't really have much, if any. Or Asda, which has some, but not many. I can go to Amazon. They have stuff there currently. Or the likes of, I could go to the likes of CEX, which is an exchange store. But there's nothing like being able to pick up the physical media and hold it in your hand. But with the likes of the players disappearing off the shelf, that's not a good sign. Because, I'll not be able to, one day, I might not be able to watch that movie. And that's not a good thing, because I can I'm going to only maybe rely on my player for so long. And then I'd have to be, maybe watching on my computer, the backup. But at least I'll have the copy, the backup to watch. Another thing that came to mind is if I'm recording a wedding and I've shot it and edited, and I can't give the bride and groom a copy of, let's say, their wedding on a disc, a Blu-ray or DVD, so they can play it in the living room. I'm gonna have to give them a memory card or upload the content to the likes of YouTube. And that's not good because it's not handy. Yes, it's handy for the moment. They can go onto YouTube easily. But just imagine, in the future, what will happen to that content? They don't own the servers for YouTube. And that content, it's only there until YouTube or whatever goes away. So the likes of physical media, it really needs to stay around. And one more thing, just imagine if somebody was stuck in their house. They don't really leave their house very much. Going out and getting physical media could be their way out, and going into society to actually meet people. That could be interesting, couldn't it? Anyways, that's all from me today, and I hope you have a good day. Take it easy.